Hello everyone and welcome to the Marauders Guild. This is Logan and today is the start of a new yet short series that will serve as prep for those wondering what they should catch up on before Ahsoka airs on Disney Plus this August. In particular, we'll be taking a look at some of the key characters and the journey that they each have taken before we see them once more. Today we'll be taking a look at everything to know about HERA SYNDULLA before Ahsoka. Now before we get started, these videos will include some biographical elements, but won't be a full overview of the character's history, but more so the events that will more than likely have an important tie-in to the show. With that being said, let's get started. For those who might be encountering the character of HERA SYNDULLA for the first time, her story began on the Twi'lek homeworld of Ryloth, where she was the daughter of prominent freedom fighter Cham Syndulla. When the Clone Wars found its way to her home, it brought immense destruction to the world, as it proved to be a highly contested location. Yet, it did bring one positive to start. It was when a Republic-era Y-Wing crashed near her home that she met its astromech droid and they became lifelong companions. C-110P, better known as Chopper. As the Republic fell and the Empire rose, HERA SYNDULLA's relationship with her father became increasingly strained as Cham's focus shifted from protecting his family to freeing Ryloth from Imperial control. This goal, which launched the Free Ryloth movement, led to the death of Hera's mother, Elena. Though despite the apparent burning bridge that existed with her father, HERA was still inspired by the leadership of Cham, which contributed to her joining the wider rebellion that was brewing in the galaxy. Joining this fight would place HERA on a path that would lead her to meet the love of her life, a Jedi by the name of Caleb Dune, who used the alias of Kanan Jarrus following the Great Jedi Purge and Order 66. The duo, along with Chopper, would soon form a small rebel cell known as the Spectres, operating out of a modified VCX-100 light freighter called the Ghost. They would soon be joined by a Lasat by the name of Zeb Aurelios and an Imperial Mandalorian defector by the name of Sabine Wren. As the Ghost crew became more active on the planet of Lothal, they eventually will be joined by a young native of the planet named Ezra Bridger, who turned out to be a young Jedi hopeful. Her lover, Kanan, would take on the kid as a Padawan, and from there, the bond amongst the Ghost crew grew even more. HERA SYNDULLA quickly became the matriarch of the group, often providing much needed guidance and advice to the others when they needed it most. Though not to be understated were her piloting skills. After the Ghost crew became more affiliated with other rebel cells throughout the galaxy, HERA would fly a multitude of missions that only grew her reputation, including the first test flight of the revolutionary B-Wing starfighter. Though her greatest challenge proved to be her rivalry with Grand Admiral Thrawn. The Chiss was widely regarded for his cunning tactical mind, which allowed him to analyze and deduce a wide range of information, even from the most minute details. During the height of his Imperial career, Thrawn was assigned by Governor Tarkin himself to dispatch of the growing threat the Ghost crew posed. In a return to Ryloth, HERA would come face to face with Thrawn, where she pretended to be a servant. She was caught attempting to reclaim a family heirloom, and she was successful in fooling the Imperial captain stationed on the world, Captain Slavin. Yet, Thrawn knew almost instantly who she really was. This moment served as the launching point of their rivalry, which intensified even more after joining the Rebel Alliance. Events like the Siege of Atollon, where Thrawn's forces bore down on her forces, HERA proved critical in planning as she coordinated the defensive effort against the impending attack. Their rivalry would soon bring the Ghost crew back to where their journey started together, the planet of Lothal. It was during the time of this conflict that HERA would reach the rank of general and given her own detachment of fighters to break an Imperial blockade station above the world. Thrawn's forces were formidable, but HERA managed to break through, even taking down one of Thrawn's new TIE Defender starfighters, though she would be captured and taken prisoner by the Grand Admiral. she would face cruel and consistent interrogation from the governor of Lothal, Governor Price, and Thrawn's personal bodyguard, Rook. Though HERA's resilience proved strong as she never let their tactics break her. Eventually, she would be rescued by the Ghost Crew, but not before a sacrifice by Kanan that would end his life as she watched on. Using the sacrifice of Kanan as a motivation to free Lothal, HERA and the remaining members of Ghost Crew assembled the forces necessary to retake the planet from the Empire. The plan led to the capture of Governor Price as a bargaining chip, yet Thrawn showed that he was prepared to cut ties with her. With a bombardment on the horizon, Thrawn requested the presence of Ezra Bridger, to which HERA highly contested. Yet the young Jedi would go anyway, and much like his master, sacrificed himself in order to achieve victory and defeat Grand Admiral Thrawn. After the liberation of Ryloth, HERA SYNDULLA, who also had a child in which Kanan Jarrus was the father, continued to serve the rebellion in the most crucial of times. She was present at the Battle of Scarif, the Battle of Hoth, and the Battle of Endor, and extended her service into the New Republic era as well, which brings us to the time period of Ahsoka. One thing that I can't stress enough is how important HERA could be in this show. Understand that she is arguably the most decorated name during the time of the rebellion, having fought in some of the more grueling yet important battles that led to the eventual defeat of the Empire. So when we see her, it'll be without question for something important. Now, considering her extensive history with Grand Admiral Thrawn, it can't be ruled out that she'll take his return personally. Her rivalry with him led to the death of her lover and left the fate of Ezra in the air for so many, including her. Though her experience in combating him and his tactics will prove vitally important. So that is all to know about HERA SYNDULLA before you see her in Ahsoka this August on Disney+. Keep it locked to the Marauders Guild as we'll be doing more videos like this real soon. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, ring that bell to get notified about every upload here on the Marauders Guild. And until the next time, like always, may the force of others be with you.